Worldslayer has arrived, and you bet it, I am starting it on my Devastator. We knew that Marshal build was getting buffed, so I'm on my Marshal dev, and I have to say he is amazing still, if not even a little bit better. So they nerfed a crap load of stuff. Let's just say any of you Dark Sacrifice users out there, that mod is absolute trash now. I would agree with you that they nerfed it too much too. It is insanely ridiculous how much they nerfed it. They nerfed a crap load of stuff. They nerfed stuff for this build. They nerfed Life Absorption some. They nerfed Captain Hunter. They nerfed I got rid of Captain Hunter for Anomaly Echo, if you saw what my build is currently on this dude, because Anomaly Echo got way better. This dude is... Oh, and they nerfed Circle of Power. Of course they would, so... Just lost a decent amount of resistance as well. They buffed Damage Absorber for some reason, though. Just a little bit, so I have no clue what these devs have in their head anymore. Half of it doesn't make any sense, honestly. And just be prepared, they're probably going to keep changing more stuff. However, since they had their eyes on intending to make Marshal better, I think I chose this build because I think it's the safest one of my safest ones to just keep carrying you through everything and keep using. There's a lot of mods that can make this build better if you happen to get lucky with your Apocalypse drops. But as you see, I'm way better. Endless Mass definitely got a little bit better. I've noticed I can target things more. It still doesn't hit the elites as much, but interesting thing that I'm going to do on this patch tree for this build is I'm actually going to get the effect resistance. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to get that skill node where kinetic skills take off effect resistance off elites, and it's because I think that'll help me keep using Endless Mass on them, honestly. So debuff and just, keep them from attacking. I think it'll help with boss fights, actually. But it's also a node I have to get anyway to get elitism, since for some reason they changed everything. The stuff you thought was true about the patch trees also kind of changed some. So some of the buffs got nerfed that you saw in the other videos, the other YouTube videos. There's just a lot. It's just a mess, dude. Initially, I was really getting angry, thinking, oh my gosh, they really just destroyed this game. But that was before I got to play it too. I couldn't even access it till the very end of today because servers were horrible, and apparently I had to wait 4 hours for it to update too. I had to restart my Xbox, and then it had to update for 4 hours, and then I still had a problem with the servers. So that's where I'm at. I decided, as you see, I'm doing expos because I wanted to just get a feel for things before I jumped into the campaign. Also, I'm going to be soloing the campaign to enjoy it, and I'm going to be experiencing the story. That's my preference. Don't expect me to just be blowing through everything quickly. And based on what I'm seeing, it's going to take forever to increase the tiers. They also clearly made increasing your tiers, Apocalypse tiers, take much longer than we thought as well. Other than that, I think I showed in this video also, you get access to, your first 10 to 20, points in the, what's it called, Ascension system. You'll get, 10, within, one expedition. And I immediately slapped all those 10, if you saw, into Resistance. I immediately got my Resistance maxed, because I'm it's another 10%. That gets this dude to roughly the same resistance he was at before they nerfed Circle of Power. But I'm still using it though, because it's still in this. Honestly, it's still a very good mod. That's the downside, is you just got to take the hit, because it's still better as a defense tier 3 mod for tank builds than anything else. So, but I guess that compensates for it. Is you got to go for resistance in your Ascension tree. In fact, I'm going to do that on all of my tank builds, because as I was saying, and it still remains true, resistance really protects you from the hardest hits in this game, especially in expeditions like this. But as you can see, I'm on tier 17, and it's a breeze. My gears, of course, I'm still keeping up with the levels, so all my gears still level 52 now. You saw I actually took Sandstorm off and put that Twister, whatever it's called now, I forgot its name on, because that was the first the first Apocalypse mod that they just give you right off the back was that one. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that. That's actually perfect for me. It's a slightly better Sandstorm, in other words. By the way, they nerfed Sandstorm too. They buffed Death Chains. Surprisingly, they nerfed Claymore Torrents, but they didn't nerf it too much, so it's still pretty good, I'd say. And they changed everything. It's a mess. So much of it I don't think they needed to. I don't know what reasoning goes into their minds. I mean, they nerfed freaking the healing, the crit shot healing, which no one in their grandma used before anyway because it sucked. But they decided to nerf it a bunch more, so now no one's gonna use it. So I have no clue why they would do that. But one very important thing I had to mention is, yes, I can confirm damage over time mods on your guns still heal you based off your weapon leech. And it applies to this new one. That's why I'm using it, because once I used it, I tested it, and I'm like, yep, it's acting like Sandstorm. It's healing me based off weapon leech. The area effect damage it does also heals me, so if I just shoot once in a crowd, and I'm at low health, my health just jumps back up instantly from that alone. So weapon leech healing off that is still definitely a thing, which is the main reason why this guy, despite having really no much investment in gun damage, is still going to be going the top tree build for the Devastator, because I want to get that weapon leech buff. It's huge. The extra gun damage will just be really just to further heal, but then get the effect resistance interrupted and then the elitism. I took Captain Hunter off, but I mean, in the end, I still want to put it back on him because he's going for elitism and he has the Captain Hunter damage in his skill tree still. So I mean, he kind of is built to just stack up damage against elites and reduce damage from elites. So I feel like Captain Hunter and Not Impressed might be something I want to slap on him eventually as extra mods. But again, no clue whenever that's going to happen. I've not gotten a single Apocalypse gear yet that I didn't scrap. So it's going to definitely be a grind, I can tell. Also, as of recording this video, I've progressed in the campaign some on this dude after I did this, but I didn't get any supply drop resources, and it costs a crap load to upgrade your gear. He's already at no supply drop resources. And he converted some titanium into that, because titanium actually doesn't cost much at all. So if you have a ton of titanium, you have more than you need. Based on what I'm seeing, the numbers, you have more than you need to get to tier 40 already right now. But yeah, it's the supply drop resources, and the campaign doesn't seem to give you any. So I turned off my auto go to the next tier progression when it's ready, because I'm like, I don't want to do that, because when you increase your tier, you actually get nerfed because your average gear level goes up, but until you increase it, you lose out on a health and anomaly buff. So it's kind of ironic. It really acts as a nerf without their intention, I think, because it just forces you to keep at the max level or you don't have the bonus. Overall, I still think overall is great. Oh, and one last thing before the end of the video, if you didn't notice, yes, my grav leap is 5 seconds on this dude already, so of course, they compensated some for that. This dude already, that helps this build so much.